I'm going to interrupt these guys because I think to your point about the right-wing framing, because I'm trying to figure out, what it is, and I don't necessarily disagree with you, except it's not open hostility to Democrats, but it's a fear of the open hostility that Republicans show. And when you're in a room where you know that the people aren't telling you not to read the papers, or you're in a room where people are respectful of your job as journalists, you feel like you're on equal footing. And they're not, the reporters, nobody's defensive at the Democratic debate. Like they think, okay, well, these are people running for president. I'm going to ask tough questions, and they'll probably respect me for it. They may hit me a little bit back, as opposed to the bullying and the yelling that Republicans have, where they're like, no, look. I'm fair.
So that's 100% right, Ben. Don't get me wrong. I think that I completely agree with that analysis. It's not like they hate Democrats. It's that they're not scared of Democrats.
Yeah.
They can ask any tough questions they like to Democrats. And actually, by the way, be real journalists. Those are the questions you should ask in a debate, right? But when they're in a room with Republicans, they shit themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like the Republicans are going to yell at them, and they're scared. They're going to be accused of liberal media bias, et cetera. So I didn't say anything. Sorry. I mean, the Republicans even yell at Megyn Kelly and Fox News, right? Well, so Jake Tapper had to be scared out of his mind.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper comes in here like he's the toughest guy in the world. They both work for CNN. It's not like CNN executives and executive producers, et cetera, didn't talk this through. They're like, yeah, Jake, don't say anything. Don't. If you're going to pose any kind of question, say somebody else said it. Scott Walker said this about you. Donald Trump said this about you, right? But don't get accused of liberal media bodies. Hey, Anderson, go in there and rip them to shreds.
First question for each person.
Right.
Has to be the one thing we know that they're going to ask them at some point.
Yeah. If we're wrong about this, no problem. I challenge CNN to ask these kind of questions to Republicans, okay? To be this aggressive and say, hey, you said this, and then you said this. Aren't you a wild hypocrite, right? Oh, they might get shot on stage, right? They might not make it out of the building. They're not going to do it.
I think the reason they're not going to do it is because to ask a question of this scale to the Republicans would seem to someone who isn't paying attention to be too insulting for TV. Like a question of that magnitude to Donald Trump would be, you do not appear to know one fucking thing about domestic or foreign policy. I'm going to list 5 world leaders' names, 5 Supreme Court cases. I want you to identify one of each. That's what people need to know about this. In the same way that they need to know about Bernie's gun policy, they need to know that Donald Trump knows anything about politics, but you can't say that stuff on TV.
If you could ask Donald Trump, is Roe v. Wade a Supreme Court case or the Prime Minister of Canada? He's like, oh, geez,
What does the V stand for in Roe v. Wade?
Right. Okay. No, but that's right. Oh my God! If you ask him that, but I'll tell you what. If I'm president,
I'll know all the V's.
I'll know the V's.
every
That
letter.
V's so hard.
I'll know
I'll
know the
Make
whole
your head
alphabet.
spin.
Whether it's Victor, maybe it's Vince, I don't know, but I will know then.
Okay.
Carl Icahn will tell me what it stands for.
I'll know a U, a W. I'll know 3 V's.
Okay. So
What is a W? It's a mess.
Could be a woman, I love women, I'm great to. Could be a Veronica.
Vanessa. Vanessas are always hot. Never seen a non-sexy Vanessa. Take that to the bank. Okay. All right. Now, that was actually me talking. Okay. Now, to John's point, and it's a great point, it is a comical difference between the Republican and Democratic debates. If anyone on this stage had said, yeah, I don't know about the Shias and the Sunnis, but if I get to be president, I'll know it's so good, it'll make your head spin,
Can you
right?
imagine that?
No, it'd be laughed out of the building.
Right.
Yeah.
Laughed out of the building. Forget like the proclivities of the people in the hall, whether they're for Hillary, they're for Bernie, whatever. If Martin O'Malley or Lincoln Chafee, who they don't know anything about, had said that, they'd be they'd get up. Homie the Clown would come out with a little hook and pull them off the stage.
Yeah.